Hi everyone, welcome to this GCSE Foundation revision video. So in this video, there's 73 days to go into your GCSE Maths exam, and today we're going to be focused on finding the area for trapezium. So in this video, we're going to look at how to find the area for trapezium, we're going to look at how to answer some questions, and then I'm going to give you something to try yourself, and make sure you press pause and you try those questions. So I really hope you find this video useful. If you have got the revision cards, card number 15 is the card on area for trapezium, and let's get started.
Hi, today we're going to be looking at the area of a trapezium. So we've looked previously at what a trapezium is. So whenever we looked at our two-dimensional shapes, our quadrilaterals, we looked at a quadrilateral with one pair of parallel lines. So as you can see here, this is a trapezium and it's got one pair of parallel lines. So in this case, it's the top and the bottom. Sometimes they're on their sides and it could be the left side and the right side or even diagonal and so on. But as long as it's a quadrilateral with one pair of parallel sides, it's going to be a trapezium. And to find the area of a trapezium, we use the formula half brackets a plus b close brackets times the height. So in other words, if you've got a trapezium, you add together the lengths of the two parallel sides, A and B, so you add them together, you then half it, and then multiply by the height of the trapezium, the distance between those two parallel sides. So let's have a look at a question now. So here we've got a trapezium, and we want to find its area. So if I wanted to find the area for this trapezium, so to write down the formula, the area is equal to half, and then in brackets, A plus B, close brackets, and then multiply by the height. Then let's substitute in our values. So A and B are the two parallel sides, so we're going to do a half of 7 plus 11, adding together the lengths of the two parallel sides, multiplied by h, the distance between them, the height of the trapezium. So if we do that, let's do 7 plus 11, first of all, our brackets. So 7 plus 11 is 18, so it's going to be a half of 18 multiplied by 5, and a half of 18 is 9, so that's 9 multiplied by 5, and 9 times 5 would be 45 centimeters squared, and that's it. So the area for this trapezium would be 45 centimeters squared, and to do that we added together the lengths of the two parallel sides, we halved it, and then multiplied by the height. That's the distance between them. Okay, let's have a look at a question now for you to try yourself. So here's a trapezium. Can you find the area for this trapezium? Okay, so to find the area of this trapezium, we'd write down the area is equal to half, and then in brackets, a plus b, close brackets, multiplied by the height. So let's substitute in our values. So that's a half of a plus b. So a and b are the two parallel sides, so we're going to do 9 plus 15, so 9 plus 15, close brackets, and then multiply by the height, the distance between them, which in this case is 4. So let's work that out. Let's do 9 plus 15. So 9 plus 15 is 24, so it's a half of 24, close brackets, multiply by 4. Half of 24 is 12, so it's going to be 12 times 4, and 12 times 4 would be 48, and let's just make sure we get the right units, centimeters squared, and that's it. And if you got the area of that trapezium to be 48 centimeters squared, well done. Okay, let's have a look at another question. Okay, let's have a look at our next question. So this time we've been given a trapezium, and we're told the area of this trapezium is 162 centimeters squared, and we've been asked to find x, that's the length of one of the parallel sides. So if I wanted to find the length of one of these parallel sides, now you could work backwards here, because normally what we would do is we would add together the lengths of two parallel sides, the x and the 20, we would then half it, and then multiply by 12 to get 162. So you could take the 162, divide it by 12, you could then double it and then take away the 20 and you could find that x, and that would work as well. But what I would tend to do is I would tend to write down the formula. The area is equal to half, and then in brackets a plus b, close brackets, multiplied by the height. So that's the area for trapezium. So let's substitute in what we know. We know the area is 162. So instead of the a, we're going to write 162 equals a half of the two parallel sides added together. So that's x plus 20. So I'm going to write x plus 20. Now we could at that point write 20 plus x. It doesn't matter which way around you write them. And then we've got multiplied by the height. That's the distance between the two parallel sides, which in this case is 12. Okay, so we've got 162 equals a half, and then in brackets x plus 20, close brackets, multiplied by 12. Now if I wanted to solve this equation, I want to get the x on its own. So the first thing I'm going to do is divide by 12 to get rid of this multiply by 12. So if we divide by 12 and divide by 12, on the left hand side we'd have 162 divided by 12, and 162 divided by 12 is equal to 13.5. So we've divided by 12 to get rid of the multiply by 12, so we'd be left with on the right hand side a half, and then in brackets x plus 20. So we've just divided by 12 to get rid of that times by 12. Now we don't want this multiplied by half here, so if I want to get rid of this multiplied by half, we do the opposite, which is instead of multiplying by half, we're going to divide by half. So we're going to divide by half, and we're going to divide by half, because we want to get rid of this multiply by half. You could at this point instead just multiply by 2. Instead of dividing by half, you could just times everything by 2, but I'm going to divide by half. So 13.5 divided by half would be 27. And then on this right hand side, we had a half multiplied by x plus 20. We divided by half to get rid of the multiply by half, so we'll just be left with x plus 20. So we've got the 27 equals x plus 20. So if we just take away 20 and take away 20, we get that 7 equals x. So it means that x equals 7 centimeters. And that's it. We've found the length of that side. X is 7 centimeters. Fantastic. Let's have a look at our next question. Okay, this time we've been given another trapezium and we're told the area of the trapezium is 104 centimeters squared, and I would like you to find x, the length of one of the parallel sides. So feel free now to pause this video and to work out the length of this parallel side x. Okay, so let's write down the formula. The area is equal to half brackets a plus b, close brackets, multiplied by the height. Let's substitute in what we know. The area is 104 equals a half, then in brackets a plus b, they're the two parallel sides, so we've got 10 plus x, or you could do x plus 10, and then multiply by the height. That's the distance between the two parallel sides, which is 8. Okay, so we want to solve this equation. Now one approach could be to do a half of 8, and that's 4, so you'd have 4 times this bracket and then just divide both sides by 4. That would work. Alternatively, what you could do is you could divide by 8 and divide by 8 to get rid of the times by 8, so that would be 104 divided by 8 is equal to 13. So we get 13 is equal to half, and then in brackets 10 plus x. And then we multiply by 8 to get rid of the multiply by 8. So we've got this. Now we don't want this multiplied by half, so we're going to divide by half and divide by half. So 13 divided by half, well, how many halves go into 13? That'd be 26. On the right hand side, we divide by half to get rid of the multiply by half, so we just be left with 10 plus x. So we've got the 26 equals 10 plus x. We're now just going to take away 10 and take away 10, and you get that 16 equals x. So it means that x is equal to 16 centimeters, and that's it. And if you got that, well done. Okay, let's have a look at one last question. So feel free to press pause and try this question yourself. Okay, so in this question, we've been given the area of the trapezium. So we've got the area is equal to half, and then in brackets a plus b, close brackets, multiplied by the height. We've then got a, the area is 360, is equal to half, and then in brackets we've got 18 plus 38, so 18 plus 38, the two parallel sides added together, multiplied by the height of the trapezium, which in this case is x. Okay, so let's work this out. We've got 18 plus 30, which is equal to 48, and then if we half that, that's 24. So this is 24, or we just did 2 steps. 360 is equal to a half of this, and that's equal to 48, multiplied by x, and then a half of 48 is 24, so we get 360 is equal to 24 multiplied by x. Now we don't want this multiplied by 24, so we're going to divide by 24 and divide by 24, and that gives us 15. So we get that x is equal to 15. So the height of this trapezium is 15 centimeters, and that's it. And if you got that, well done. So in this video, we've looked at the area of trapezium. I'd highly recommend having a look at the Corbettmaths practice questions today, because with the area of a trapezium, quite often you're given a situation. So it might be there's a garden or something like that, and you need to find the area of the trapezium. So I'd have a look at the practice questions today if I was you.
And that's it. So in today's video, we've looked at how to find the area of a trapezium. So you add together the lengths of the two parallel sides, A and B. You then half it, and then multiply by the distance between them, the height of the trapezium. So the formula is a half a plus b, the two parallel sides added together, multiplied by the height, the distance between the two parallel sides. And just remember that the trapezium could look like that, or sometimes they could even look like that, or even like that. So just make sure that you can sort of spot those trapezia, and you can make sure that you can find the area of those trapeziums. So I really hope you found this video useful. And if you want to try the practice questions, in the description below, there's a link to those practice questions. They might be quite useful as well. And just remember to be doing your 5 a days. And also remember that it's sort of at this stage, it's 73 days to go into your GCSE maths exam. It'd be a good idea to make sure you've got all your equipment ready for class, that you're trying really hard on your lessons, and that you're keeping an eye out for any maybe revision sessions or things that might be happening after school. And that's it. So keep up the hard work. You're doing fantastically well, and good luck. Cheers. Bye.